Mrs. Buckley?
Here.
Mr. Kuderich?
Present.
Mrs. Samanasi?
Present.
Mrs. White?
Present.
Ms. Roscoe?
Here.
Ms. Frayer?
Here.
And Mr. Minkevich is also here.
Can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the agenda. Support.
Moved by Mrs. White, supported by Mrs. Roscoe. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda are the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting from September 12th, 2005.
Support.
Moved by Mr. Minkevich, supported by Mr. Kuderich. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Are there any questions? Motion carried. Report of the superintendent, Mr. Carr.
Thank you. Mr. Clark, personnel actions, please.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. Members of the board, I have 3 personnel recommendations for you tonight. Our first one is an employment. Motion is needed by the board to accept the employment of personnel as submitted. Mr. Jason Bono is our new 5th grade teacher at Barth Elementary School.
I would like to make a motion that we accept Mr. Bowman's employment.
Support. Moved by Mrs. White, supported by Mr. Kuderich. By Mrs. Cheryl Buckley, sorry about that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion, are there any questions? Motion carries.
Our next recommendation is for your information. Employment also of Mrs. Helen Bullock, Cafeteria 1, French fryer and general utility person at Romulus High School. And Ms. Sharon Zilko, bus aide with our transportation department. And our final personnel recommendation also is for your information. It's a resignation of Mrs. Evelyn Hamlin, Secretary 2, Attendance Assistant Principal Secretary at Romulus Middle School. Thank you.
Mr. Ruthier, bills for payment, please.
Thank you. Superintendent Carr, President Frayer, members of the Board of Education. We have, for your review and subsequent approval, 5 registers totaling $369,730.59. A motion is needed by the board to accept these payments.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we accept the bills for payment as submitted.
Support.
Support.
Motion by Mrs. Buckley, supported by Ms. Roscoe. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is the adoption of the winter tax levy. As you know, the Board of Education originally passed the summer tax levy. This is the second half of the debt and the hold harmless millage. And a motion is needed by the Board of Education to accept the Finance Committee's recommendation to levy the winter 2005 tax collection.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we adopt the Finance Committee's recommended levy for the 2005 winter tax collection.
I'll support that.
Motion by Mrs. Buckley, supported by Mr. Minkevich. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
little bit awkward with these microphones, but we're glad that you're bearing with us. We've come to a new venue for a very happy evening tonight. Our school had such tremendous, all of our schools had such a tremendous year, and it continues this year. We'd like to recognize, and the second, maybe even the third time, some of our award winners. We're so very proud of all of you. Mr. Dolan, you're the lucky person to preside over these wonderful
Indeed
honors.
I am, Mr. Carr, thank you. Mr. Cruz, do you want to introduce your guest, please? And tell people what the process for tonight will be.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening. My guest is Mr. Travis Van Tighem. He's from the SEDSEG Insurance Agency and Cooperative, and they are the sponsors for the Michigan Association of School Boards awards, and he will be presenting some signs here to go in front of the schools. And I would ask that after the principal comes up and receives the award, if the people from that principal's school that were involved with the program, if you could quietly come around the back. We're going to take pictures back over here. Okay, at this time, this is Travis Van Tighem here, so give him a nice
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Travis, did you want me to?
Yeah, if you will, absolutely.
Okay. We had 5 winners of the State School Board Exemplary Awards. 3 of those will be cited in, I think, October coming up. Tonight we're going to start with Michelle Moore. Shelley, from the Boys and Girls Club. Louise has letters of appreciation and recognition for you. Shelley's award was for the Boys and Girls Club. Shelley and Debbie and the Boys and Girls Club. And if the Boys and Girls Club staff would stand up and be recognized. And the board, and members of the board as well. And over there,
Tom, if I could just say one thing. This is very impressive because your guys' district has actually won 4 awards, and there's only 28 given out in the whole state out of several hundred entries, so it's even the more impressive. Congratulations.
the second award goes to Debbie Jariga in the WIC staff. They were a partner with Shelley and the Boys and Girls Club as well. Debbie? And if the WIC staff could stand up, it will. Well, for those of you that don't know, we have a Boys and Girls Club in 2 of our schools, at Wick and Merriman. They serve the north and the south side of the district. We have an enrollment of over 500 kids in both sites. We bus students to both sites after school. In addition to the Boys and Girls Club, we have a tutoring program as well. So it's a pretty exciting program for the community and provides a lot of support for the community.
It's really very unique. Also, when the Boys and Girls Club were coming to Romulus, one of their initial desires was to have their own facility, as they've had throughout the country, throughout their history. But what happened in Romulus has kind of broken the mold, and we've started a new trend in what's going on in Boys and Girls Clubs across the nation. The Boys and Girls Clubs are supported through United Foundation and many other donations. But doing what we're doing makes it possible for these folks to get to many, many more young people using the school facilities rather than spending all their money building facilities or buying facilities. They're able to put it into the people and address and reach many, many more children. It provides for a very reasonable cost, virtually supervision for these kids until 8:30 at night.
Yeah, it's a true partnership. We incur the cost for the buildings and they pay for the staff. So it's a nice community partnership. Ms. Jariga is back. The next award is to Chris Gonzalez. Chris, if you would come up. Chris won the award for developing and implementing a how would you describe it, Debbie? It's called the
Body phonics.
Body Phonics program. The Body Phonics program, in addition to being used in all our classes K through 3, is also used after school. Chris, on her own, has trained hundreds of tutors in the after school program. It's had a significant impact on grades after school. She's worked in concert with Tom Plum and just puts endless hours on her own, and we really appreciate
Thank you.
your effort.
With wonderful support from Romulus. Thank you very much.
And Chris, by the way, has won the, I don't know, how do you describe the next award that she won, Travis? That is, she's
This is the best in the at-risk category.
best in the state, the best in the at-risk category in the state, and she won $1,000 and.
So I hear you.
And we get another trophy coming up. Congratulations.
I will use it on Body Phonics.
The next winner is Miss Sheila Stazak. Sheila. Sheila is a teacher from Barth. She's coming. This is the second time she has won this award. Am I correct in that?
No.
No.
This one is the first one, the Eddie is the second one, which comes with $1,000.
But you won it last year, previous to this.
No, that was our bowling program.
Oh, that was your bullying program, excuse me. Sheila, do you want to describe your program for me?
Sure. Our pedometer program is called STEP, Students and Teachers Exercising with Pedometers. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students use pedometers during gym class and also at lunchtime. They use them at recess. They record their steps, their distance. They add up. They take their data and put it into a computer and create graphs out of it and set some goals as to where they want to be. This year we're also starting a Families in Training, which is going to take the activity home to families.
Sheila, again, will be with Chris in October, won $1,000. Has really extended herself as long as I've known her. She's been a real advocate of the kids in this district and is deserving of this award. Good job. Okay. If we could have Mr. Hurst, Miss Serena, and Miss Jamie up here. Serena Kessler and Jamie Nelson Wilkie. Or Jamie Wilkie Nelson? She won it when she was Jamie Nelson. These young ladies won the award. Mr. Hurst, do you want to explain what they won the award for?
I can explain it, actually right now I can explain it in 2 words, Serena and Jamie. Pretty much, that's the deal right there. This program is a senior project. It's something we've been involved in. The program is a senior project, and we've had it for a few years, and it continues to evolve. And these two, Monica Lewis is another, have been significant in making this happen and actualizing it. But it's all based on the seniors every year, and they have to select a social issue. In the process of selecting the social issue, they research it, and during that process, they have to develop a product to have an impact on that social issue. And there's been a wide range of things that they've dealt with over the years, but it's a powerful project. And there's other components to it as well, letters and research papers and a number of things. But the time that it takes the teachers to go through this, it's over a 6 to 7 week period. It involves all of their time, probably sleeping time as well, I'd expect. But they do a marvelous job, and thanks to them.
Serena and Jamie, again, will be joining the other two in Lansing. They are recipients of $1,000 as well. Does that $1,000 go to the school or go to, I'm not, goes to the what? Goes to the program. Okay.
Serena, go ahead.
The $1,000 will go directly to the students, and what we'll do is give out scholarships based on the best senior projects. So we'll pick a number and give a certain number of scholarships out from it.
Serena and Jamie have been extremely polished and positive advocates for high standards for our students. A lot of our students initially balked at the work to be done in the senior year, and we've held firm. Dan's held firm. We're extremely proud of it, and where the nation is looking for models for senioritis, I think these two young ladies have really set some standards. Great job.
This is the cure for seniors.
Good job. Our next one is Mr. Al Wilkerson. Al, want to come up? Al is a recipient of 2 awards. As you may know, Al is the visionary leader of the Alternative Ed School, and I say that with all high integrity. Al has really done an extremely polished job at the Alternative Ed, and Al, you want to explain the 2 awards you won?
I'd like to have Jenny Sayer come up here, please. She's one of our teachers.
Al has won 2 awards, one from the Michigan Association of School Boards and one from Ford Motor Company.
Let me talk about our first award through the Michigan Association of School Boards. Last spring, we conducted it was a community, our collaborative effort between us and Southgate's alternative school. We identified at-risk behaviors and at-risk problems that students were going through in school, and then we did with our needs assessment. The students developed a health fair. It was attended by about over 700 students. It was held in Southgate. Southgate, in collaboration, they sent in the paperwork because we knew that Ryan said 4 or 5 people were going to submit something. What was neat about it, I got it down to the final, and we were going against Barth. So congratulations, Barth. They won the money. So, but it was a real successful health fair last spring. We took a lot of our students over bussed them over to Southgate's alternative school. Next spring, our plan is to have one back at our school. We found a lot of the problems that were in alternative schools were the same things that students were dealing with regular high schools, and the kids really worked hard on it. They did some really neat things, and that's our first program. Our second one is something that we're really taking pride in because Jenny's one of our teachers. It's called the Ford PASS. Ford Motor Company sponsors this program. PASS stands for Partnership for Advanced Studies. We were chosen as the only alternative school in the country to have this award. Okay, and again, I need to invite Mr. Bill Musham up here too. Come on up here, Bill. Bill's the one that got us introduced. He's our director. Bill was at a conference, talked to some people. Bill came back and talked to me about what do you think? Do you think this would go with alternative high school students? I have some very bright young people in my building. I have last year I had 17 kids over 24 ACT. I had one young man with a 29. These kids are all in college. We knew kids can do the work. So we brought this program in last January for second semester. We implemented with we identified 4 teachers. Ms. Sayer was one of our teachers, and our 4 core subject areas. And the program is to reflect the kind of things that are required in the business world, in higher education, and it's a strict high standards program. We identified about 30 students in the program, and they're not always the kids with the highest test scores. They're kids that want to succeed. They get in there, they work hard. We found out that after our semester program last year, kids' attendance improved. Behavior problems were non-existent. The kids were really good. And what I thought was neat about it, when we'd be walking to the bus every day, the kids would come out of their last class and wouldn't say a word. They had worked hard all day. So it was really a demanding program. We were given a state award for this by the Michigan Association or Michigan Alternative Education Organization for innovative programming. And I think it's and I want a final statement here. I think that you have to keep in mind that on our very worst day, we're somebody's best hope, and you have to keep raising the bar for our students and keep going. So, thank you for
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next award is to the first school that we've had, first of many, that won the Blue Ribbon Award, the National Blue Ribbon Award. It's Diane Golka. Diane? This is a national award. State award, but with national implications. We'll win national awards. You want to give a quickie overview of,
I'm going to let Jerry then do the
Okay.
overview, but I just,
I'm going to pass the buck. I would like Bart's staff to stand, and also I have some parents here. I have my parent coordinator. I'd like all of them to stand because this is what got Bart the award. Dorothy, you should be standing too. Okay. Jerry Lynn was my facilitator, and I just want to let her give a little bit of an overview of what this blue ribbon is about.
Well, what this blue ribbon really is about is the staff. And we put so many hours into working on this. We really learned a lot about our school. And it really wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the help of all of our staff members at Barth. It just really, we put so much work into showing what is happening at Barth, what great things we do. I think we all learned so much from just working on the project and turning it in and winning the award.
And one last thing, it's a reflection on all of Romulus schools. Thank you.
thank you very much. Our next award is for a school equally deserving, a school that won the Muth Award this year, and that's the award for the highest achieving, one of the highest achieving middle city schools. Phyllis Atkins from Corey. Phyllis? Phyllis received the award, and there was a cash award with that as well, was it not, Ms. Atkins? Here on the
There was indeed, and I just want Dorothy to know that I did not keep it. Would you mind it, Dorothy? There was indeed. We are very honored, I'm very honored, to just be a part of a staff, just a group of people that I've worked with for well over 16 years. Just a tremendous group of parents and teachers, and those who are here, would you stand with me, parents, teachers, and students? It was just wonderful. I mean, we were, it was just absolutely wonderful to be recognized for things that we do every day, and we tend to take for granted, but you know, without the backing of everybody in our small community, which was Corey for me, now Romulus Middle School, we couldn't have done it. We could not have done it, and we are better for it, and so are our students, and so are the families that we are involved with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Atkins. We had two schools that earned the distinction of getting A's this year on the Michigan report card. That's based on their achievement and their climate. The first school I'd like to introduce is Lynn Massoyan from Rommel. Lynn?
Mom, get in that picture.
This is Romulus Elementary's 4th year, and I think speaking for all of us, we feel very proud by this award and what we've accomplished with our students in the first 4 years. Also with the support of a wonderful parent community and of course our students. With the Romulus Elementary staff who are here, please stand so we can give everyone a round of applause.
It's important for Lynn to remind us that the school is only 4 years old, and what they've done in this short period of time is really to consolidate many students from many neighborhoods and many communities into a very functioning and focused school district. They've done a great job. Congratulations, Rommel. The next school district we'd like to recognize for getting an A this year is Wick School. Miss Debbie Jariga. Debbie.
I can only echo what others have
have said that it takes a great staff. As many of you know, we were in the AYP soup, as I called it, and staff, true to form, dug their heels in and made this possible this year. And having the highest scores in the district and on the MEP, and we're very proud of the hard work and achievement. And with my WIC staff, please stand.
Just to echo what Debbie said, Debbie took her staff, and the staff took the kids, and the kids took the parents, and they went from the lowest to the highest, and they are really positioned now. As many of you may know, this is Miss Juriga's final year with us, and we're going to miss her terribly. But they are well positioned to earn a blue ribbon next year, I believe. Congratulations. It's also, I forgot to mention Mr. Wilkerson's final year too. Mr. Wilkerson, do you? The next award is the individual award. The first time anyone in this district has won this award. This individual was cited as Teacher of the Year, Elementary Teacher of the Year, all of Wayne County, from Bar School, Geraldine Klein. Geraldine. I believe this was a cash award as well. Geraldine, as you've already noted, has been just a tireless worker in the district, a visionary. The future, she deserves this award. She'll win other awards. She's been very upfront and personal, and leading the district in writing and reading and language arts. Is now a learning specialist. It's a distinguished honor for her to win this award, and all of us in Romulus are really proud and pleased that she did win it. Congratulations.
I just want to say that I feel so lucky to work for Romulus. Hearing all the awards tonight just makes me feel like I'm such a part of this community. I love working here. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for all the people in Romulus. I used to be I'm still pretty shy, and I've come so far working here. I mean, it's just so great working here. I used to not like any kind of spotlight, and now I've had to kind of get used to it. It's been such a great experience this whole last year winning this. And thank you everybody for all your support.
The next award is an individual award as well. This goes to one of our favorite teachers, a drama coach, a writer supreme, a leader in the secondary language arts program. She was runner-up as a teacher finalist in the secondary awards, Miss Monica Lewis. Monica. Mr. Hurst, did you want to say anything to Monica?
First of all, I want everyone to know we believe in family here.
In addition to winning this award, Monica is second to none. If you haven't been to one of her plays, she's remarkable. She does a remarkable job with our students, gets the best out of them. Congratulations and well-deserved recognition. Now that's second in all of Wayne County for Monica, and we're real pleased.
Thank you so much. When I won this award, I didn't realize what a big deal it was. I thought I just had some good people writing a good recommendation for me, and I was just pregnant, so I went home and took a nap that night. And I came back, and there was this beautiful program in my box and this big honor, and so I'm sorry I didn't go to the dinner. But thank you so much for having me now, and it's been a real pleasure to work here, and I just feel very lucky to be in a place where I can have big ideas and my boss and the community lets me go ahead and do those things. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
The next award is a teacher from Rommel, one of our all-time favorites, one of Miss Massoyan's all-time favorites, Bill Baum. Bill was Ancillary Professional of the Year at the Romulus. And one of Mr. Carr's all-time favorites. Bill has been a true leader in the district in relationship to saving Mr. Clark and myself with his scheduling expertise and extending himself. The gym program in Romulus in the elementary program, throughout the program district, Bill has taken the leadership, and I think we have gone from the pits to second to none in the state in relationship to a quality PE program, and that's due to the leadership of Bill. And I know he does a million things for Miss Massonia and Rommel and community service, and volunteers his time freely after school with his basketball programs, and we're proud to have Bill as a member of our staff and community. Bill, you want to say something?
I feel very privileged, first of all, to work with the other elementary PE teachers in the district. We're very close. We share ideas constantly. We're always talking to each other. I'm very privileged to work with the wonderful staff at Rommel, as well as the wonderful kids. Thank you.
Our next award is the individual award. Is for the outstanding support staff of the award. This goes to a young lady with two bright young children and a husband with her tonight. Miss Moore, Miss Jennifer Madison from Merriman School.
Jennifer Madison is the media tech at Merriman, and she is self-taught computer whiz. She is responsible for Merriman having the first up and running website, and she has been a leader amongst her peers as far as bringing technology to life in schools. And I think it's just fantastic that she's totally self-taught. She's truly innovative with technology, and we're very grateful to her at Merriman.
Great job.
I'd just like to say that this award is for outstanding support staff, but I feel that if it weren't for my staff and for my students at Merriman, that how supportive they are of me, that I wouldn't be able to have received this, that, you know, it's just great knowing that there's an outstanding principal and teachers behind you to help you excel at your own position. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next award is the individual award, and this award is given to the new teacher award. In this case, a young lady from Wick School who certainly has been a leader. Mr. Riga, do you want to introduce your star?
Yes, Shavana Johnson.
Shavana.
This is Rookie Teacher of the Year for Teachers Taught. I think it was less than 4 years, maybe. You know, when you think about the future of education and maybe sometimes have a few pangs of worry, you needn't worry. For people like Shavana, she's a real teacher leader in the school. You walk in her classroom and you see magic happening. She gets it. She gets the teaching for learning. And we're just so proud to have her on our staff, and I'm so glad to have her at WIC. Nobody else can have her. But she makes a difference in all of our lives, and congratulations, Shavana.
Shavana is the head of school improvement. She's made state presentations. I've called upon her to facilitate many things, and I echo what Debbie said. She's to be heard from in the future. She's a great teacher, Shavana.
It's just wonderful to be recognized for doing something that you love so much. It's just motivation for me to continue. Thank you, all of you who mentored me directly or indirectly. I appreciate it, and I think you're right. You will be hearing more from me.
The next award, again, is the individual award. This is for a young man that works in Mr. Hurst's building again. This young man was recently named Culinary Arts Teacher of the Year. Chuck Eustace. Chuck, you want to come up, please? Mr. Musher, did you want to say anything? National Culinary Arts Arts Teacher of the Year.
Well, if any of you have ever had contact with Chuck in the past, you know his expertise. And if you participate in any of the work-based learning practices here at the high school, you'll also see another example of his expertise. It's well-deserved. He's a hard worker, and he brings a lot of recognition to the high school and to his program, and obviously to himself. Again, congratulations, Chuck.
On behalf of my students and my assistant, it's with great honor that I stand before you. We work really hard, and thank you very much for the support of the administration and the community and the parents, and of course all the hard work by the students. We've got a great culinary program and a good ice carving program. Thank you again very much.
That is it. Thank you all. Mr. Carr, closing comments?
Isn't that fantastic? Most school districts who might be doing presentations would have been done after about the first 30 seconds. This is just absolutely fantastic what's happening in the Romulus Community Schools, and I'm so very, very proud to be such a small part of this wonderful organization, this wonderful community, staff and students, parents, everybody working together for the best of these young people. We'll hear a lot more from all of the folks who are involved here. Thank you again very, very, very much. We'll flip now to the next agenda item, which is the student enrollment report. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. Members of the board, in your packet, you had a student enrollment sheet dated September 21st. Since then, I've submitted to you a revised student enrollment dated September 26th. And just to share with you just a few numbers from that sheet, if I could have you focus in on the middle gray square box. That box deals with elementary enrollment. You will see in the corner of that box 2,121. That is an increase of 57 elementary students from September of 2004. If you proceed down to the left-hand corner, where we see Romulus Middle School, the total was 635. That number is down 49 students from September 2004. And then farther down, you'll see Romulus Senior High School. The number of 1,269 is an increase of 39 students from 2004. The middle box, if you add elementary, middle school, and senior high, that number is 4,025, which is an increase of 47 students. And our grand total, looking at the 4,025, in addition to community high school of 254 and the alternative middle school of 19, the grand total is 4,298 students. That gives us an increase of 3 students over 2004. So we're right on the mark, and we're holding in there. So just a quick synopsis of our student enrollment.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. The next item we have is the civil rights compliance motion that's been supplied to the Board of Education. It's a legal obligation that we pass this resolution to ensure that we receive the federal funding that we are being awarded through the various title programs from the federal government. It's a legal requirement that we carry this resolution forward.
Madam Chair, can I get a motion, please? Madam Chair, I make a motion that we accept adopt the assurance of compliance with everything that's listed on our sheet.
I'll support it.
Motion by Mrs. Buckley, supported by Mrs. Lanassi. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next item is a field trip to Quebec for the French class that will be occurring later in the school year. There will be no cost to the school district for this trip. We need the board's approval for this out-of-the-country field trip, and we have proper insurance in place, and we'll be well controlled and hopefully a very educational trip for these young people.
Can I get a motion, please?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the trip to Quebec.
Support.
Motion by Ms. White, supported by Mr. Kuderick. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next item on the agenda would be communications and expressions from the public. I don't have any in front of me. Okay, do you want to come forward, Mrs. Tracy Bland? You know what? Go ahead, right there. I believe the meeting will still be on.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. At the last board meeting, my husband, myself, and our family were here as new citizens in the Romulus area. We had a concern about the bus and some activity that was on the bus that was harmful for the students. And since, you know, we as citizens, we always come forward with complaints about what's wrong. And I came back to thank you for taking care of the problem expediently. I mean, that week it was a change, and it has stayed that way. So I came back to say thank you to the board and to everyone else that was involved and that worked so quickly for the safety of the students and, you know, everything, the whole process. I talked with the transportation supervisor, and they made quite a few changes to get it to where it was going to be safe and that all the children were going to be taken back and forth on time. So I just thank you very much.
Thank you.
And welcome to Romulus.
Okay, that's all we have for questions or communications and expressions from the public. The next item on the agenda would be items of interest from the superintendent.
Thank you. The items of interest are self-explanatory, but there's one additional item I'd like to bring forward, and that is on October 23rd, the NAACP Freedom Fund Dinner will be held, and board members, I'd like you to give us a call at the board office in the next week or two in a great hurry if you'd like to attend this particular program. Charles Pugh will be the master of ceremonies. John Dingle and his wife will be present. Miriam Poe, a UAW Diamond Chrysler National Training person, is the co-chairperson. And it should be a really inspiring event, as they always are. So we invite you to come forward and participate in this activity if possible. One other item I'd like to bring to the attention of the community is that next Monday will be our tax symposium. It will be held in this room, the Media Center at Romulus Senior High School at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. next Monday, October 3rd, a tax symposium to explain the state taxation system and the taxation system in our community so that folks can really have a grasp of the history and what is going on now to fund the schools through the taxation process. Something that I think that everybody should have a handle on, and hopefully we'll be able to change this process, taxation, as we move ahead. But having a handle on it is certainly important. We'll have a speaker from the Middle Cities Education Association, the executive director, Mr. Ray Tellman, who's an expert on this kind of thing, and we hope to have a good group here to understand and develop an attitude and a possible movement forward on citizens' movement in terms of taxes. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda would be questions and concerns of the board members. Do we have any questions?
Madam Chair, I just have a question. I'm not sure if I should probably direct this to Bill. But I was reading from our American School Board Journal that there's a new law going into effect that requires us to have a school wellness policy in place by 2006-2007 school years. Do you know about that?
No, but I'm sure I'm going to learn real quick.
Okay. All right. Okay, I just wanted to bring that up. Do we have something like that in place?
Well, we got the healthy living
Right.
Right.
And I'm sure the school nurse would spearhead that as well, to make sure they're in compliance.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Should the Healthy Living Committee be involved in this?
I would think they would be the appropriate. I would think, Cheryl, that they might be the appropriate committee to refer to.
because I was reading this, I was just so shocked with the numbers, and I know Ms. Stacek has always been an advocate for this too, but the problem we have with obese children and, those kind of things, and nutrition and things like that. So I want to make sure that it's brought forward.
Thank you, Ms. Buckley. Are there any other questions?
I was just wondering, I don't think this mic is working though.
Oh, give it. Do you want
Was there anything done about the indecent exposure at the football game where the girl kind of slid out of her dress? Was there any action on this? Mr. Hurst isn't here. The administrators don't know anything about this?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Ms. Buckley.
Go ahead.
From what I understand, she just got really excited. She was jumping and she had a malfunction, wardrobe malfunction. So I don't think it was anything intended. So I think it was just an accident.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Okay. I don't have any other questions, so at this time, I'd like to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Support. Moved by Mrs. White, supported by Mrs. Buckley. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.